Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to a new edition of the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter. To my far right, I got my main man, KJ, Kevin Johnson.
That's
And
right.
today's special guest, we got a former Clemson Tiger in the house. It's
Another
almost
Tiger,
football
baby.
season.
Another Tiger.
This guy right here participated in the Peach Bowl. He had an 82-yard return for a touchdown, INT. Former teammate
The
of
house.
the late Gaines Adams. And,
Hell of a DM.
this guy right here is now doing big things. He's now a film producer and actor, played a part in big films and wrote a lot of screenwrites. This guy right here is from Alabama. He goes by the name of Jock. Mckissic, what's going on, Jock?
What's up, man?
Yes, sir. What's up, man? Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, man. So glad to have you.
For the
Yes,
people that
sir.
don't know you, Jock, let them know where you from and a little bit about your background.
Born and raised in Opelika, Alabama, man. Single parent home. For the most of my years, my mom was married for a few years. Pretty dope relationship with my stepfather. Didn't start playing football until high school.
Okay.
I played 1 year in Little League. Didn't like it. It was too much running. I was done with it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go back to basketball. So yeah, that's pretty much my roots. And I know we'll get into more later, so I won't go into too much details.
Yeah, that's right,
Understand.
man. Hey, so what sport was your first love, though?
Basketball.
Basketball, first love. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up a Shaquille O'Neal fan.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Yeah, so I had Shaq everything: shoes, jerseys, video games. I had his rap
Movies.
albums, everything.
And let's add to that, Shaq, the only athlete to go platinum, and he had a single with
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls. You know.
Yeah, he the best. He the best best athlete turned rapper ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
he also made some good movies as well, man. What's the top one?
Yeah. My top one is Blue Chips.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
because he was able to be comfortable because he was basically being himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I like
Yep.
Shazam as a kid, but it was silly. If I'm watching it as an adult, I appreciate Blue Chips more. You
Yeah,
know?
there you go. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that Shaq recruited Penny Hardaway after that.
Yeah, after the
film.
movie.
Wanted
Yeah.
him to play, and they drafted him. He said, "If you guys don't draft him, I'm getting traded." That's what they
Yeah.
told the GM in Orlando.
Yeah. He said their chemistry was just too good on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he said he needed that
Okay.
for sure.
So talk about where you from a little bit. Talk about the town, the community a little bit. Some of the people that came out of your town that were, that made it out, big influences in your life. Talk about that a little bit.
So Opelika is a small town, neighboring towns with Auburn. Of course, Auburn University is. So it's about 20 minutes from Tuskegee, the famous Tuskegee University, Tuskegee Airmen. About 40 minutes from Montgomery, the capital. So I grew up, I kind of had the best of both worlds. At the time, I didn't think it was the best, but what I mean by the best of both worlds is my grandmother lived on 100 plus acres of farmland in Salem, Alabama, which is about 15 minutes south of Opelika.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was raised on that side of things as well, and taught to take care of the farm and feed the cows and chickens and all that. Really learn hard work and what that side of things looked like. And then I would go back to the quote unquote city life and tap back in with that. So I grew up. I had a very humble childhood because of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take a lot of things for granted because I seen what hard work was outside of the hard work that my mom was doing, going to work 2, sometimes 3 jobs.
Man.
I seen her work on the farm with my grandparents, my great grandparents as well. So yeah, they were really my firsthand examples for like motivation. My great grandparents, my grandparents, my mom. That was my motivation, like at home.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to me there were, a couple of athletes that did well. One of my mentors, the late great Mario Jug Mitchell, was a defensive lineman from Opelika who went to Troy, Alabama. Troy, at the time it was Troy State, but it's Troy University now. He played there. One of my older cousins, Maurice Stringer, was a running back who went to Troy State as well. So football-wise, those were guys that I looked up to. Basketball-wise, it was just Shaq. I didn't know about anybody other than Shaq. You know what I'm saying? And when it came from motivation, I just looked to, like I said, my great-grandparents, grandparents, and my mom. That was all the motivation I needed, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So talk about the first sport you played, and what position did you play in that sport?
So the first sport was basketball. Yeah. I was so young, I don't even know if they really told us positions. You know what I'm saying? I think they just kind of put us out there and let us run around. You know what I'm saying? And whoever get the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was Shaq, so I was like, I'm the center. I don't care what y'all say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I played 1 year of like Pee Wee League football when I was 7. What grade are you in? Second grade when you're 7?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played 1 year because I was just an athletic kid. I played running back. They put me at running back just because I was like fast.
Oh,
okay.
When you're young, you can't really tell because kids ain't really like big and muscular. Like they just all kind of the same. Some just a little taller. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have your few kids that are real big, but I wasn't big at that time. So they just put me at running back and just gave me the ball 100 times a game. And, I was good. I was scoring touchdowns, but I just hated it. You know what I'm saying?
dang.
And I think there was that destiny for me to be a D lineman in my heart already. I was like, bro, I ain't trying to do all this running.
Yeah.
And the coach was just like, but you're so good. I was like, but I'm so tired.
Yeah, too much running, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I was done with football after that, man. I was like, I'm going back to basketball, bro. I mean, it's running, but I get a little break, and ain't nobody trying to kill me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey,
yeah, so I took it back to the court.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So what age was you when you was able to dunk the basketball?
8th grade. So I was 13, yeah.
13.
Okay.
13 in my 8th grade year. I was about probably 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot.
It was in a game, or it was like practice, or what?
The first time I did it, it was just practice, yeah.
Oh, practice.
I didn't dunk in a game until 9th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, like I never really got the chance in 8th grade to because when you first start dunking, you need a little, it got to be perfect. You got to gather yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Line up the goal and all that. You just ain't dunking on nobody. So
no.
Yeah, I never got a chance. But 9th grade, by the time I got to 9th grade, it was getting ridiculous. Like I was dunking backwards with 2 hands and everything by the 9th grade. So yeah, I started dunking in the games in the 9th grade for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So talk about the highest average you had in basketball. What was the most points you had in a game?
I averaged 28 my freshman year.
What? Average 28?
Yeah, so I was a hooper. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I wasn't just out there playing. Like I was a hooper.
So you played in
the Django Fonzarelli say he was nice on the court.
Yeah. They know. Like you know what I'm saying. For me, it was my first love, and it was normal to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Me and my homies, they was good. They was averaging 20 something. Like we was fire. But I got my first offer was from FAMU in basketball. My 9th grade year.
What?
Yeah. So I was good in basketball, but my 9th grade year, they also taught me into playing football. Okay. And I played DN and tight end that year. And we played like 6 games, and I think I might have had 13 or 14 sacks. Okay. And, they were like, yeah, you got to come back next year. You're good. And I was like, man, I was just doing what y'all told me to do. Go tackle the quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Simple.
Yeah. So
the Django Fonzarelli say this E. Coleman. This Eric Coleman.
Oh, that's E. Coleman. That's Eric Coleman.
Yeah. Another one that scored a touchdown on defense, playing defensive line.
Yeah, big bro. Big bro got him a touchdown too.
All right. Tell them
Yeah,
big
so
boys can run too. Tell them big boys can pick it off and run too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Hey, E. Coleman a lot faster than I was. You know.
He was. That's what's up, man. Shout out to E. Coleman, man. Hope all is well, bro.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you tuning
Yeah.
in,
Good
bro.
dude right there.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, what happened was they taught me in the plan. Of course, they're not gonna let you stop playing after you ball like that.
Word.
So my 10th grade year, I was on the brink of starting varsity. I went to a 6A school. This is before like 7A came about. So,
Okay.
you know, we were a football school. You know, of course, being in Alabama, it's football. You know, so
Yeah, most definitely.
sophomores didn't really start on varsity. You know, it was a couple. We had a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on the brink of like starting alongside, you know, guys who went to the league. Like my brother Tommy Jackson, TJ Jackson played, he was playing nose, I would have been playing in. TJ went to Auburn University. He played 4 years in the league for Kansas City and the Falcons.
Right.
The other end was Melvin Oliver, who went to LSU. He played for the 49ers. Tez Doolittle was the other defensive tackle, played at Auburn University. Went to the Seattle Seahawks. So like I would have been on that line. And I ended up breaking my leg in a scrimmage, like before, like 2 weeks before the first game.
Man.
And yeah, they thought I was done. Like the fracture it was bad. I fractured it in 3 places. And so when the doctor came in and checked it, did the X-rays and all that, they were like, his playing career is probably over. And so
what was your thoughts at that moment?
Oh, I was crushed. I was depressed.
Like it's
I can remember, 2 to 3 times in my life where I like really was depressed, and that was the first time that I experienced it. I mean, you're telling a 15-year-old kid that he's not going to be able to play ball no more. And for me, I felt like I wasted it because basketball was still my first love, and I got hurt playing this other sport.
Yeah.
So I was really livid, Yeah. And the doctor telling me I'm never going to be able to play again, like they're just trying to do the surgery so I can like walk normal again.
Mm-hmm.
So basically they did the surgery, they put the rods in, I did rehab. And once they I was in a wheelchair for 2 to 3 months. Then I was on crutches for a few months. It was a long recovery process, and that I feel like that has a lot to do with my mentality and my ability to keep going and work through stuff now. Being that I experienced that at such a young age.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling my mama like I want to keep going to rehab. I want to keep going to rehab. And only me, my mom, my head coach believed that I could come back. So my head football coach would keep taking me to rehab, and I would keep going to the doctor. And then after about 16 months, I think it was, the doctor cleared me. He's like, I got to clear you. I can't keep denying me. You heal well. You seem to be doing fine. So just take it easy, but I'm clearing you. In my head, I heard full go. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to the head coach. Like, yeah, they say I can play. So my junior year, I came back and I played the last 5 games, I think. And I had 11 sacks. And then the offers started coming back in.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so they were like, oh yeah, this kid is back and he's good.
He's making noise. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was able to come back and bounce back like that with football, but basketball was never the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't jump off my left leg anymore. My first step was terrible. It changed my jumper because I couldn't jump the same. I was still athletic enough to be good. I still averaged 15 and 10 or something my junior and senior year, but I was never the same. Yeah. Okay. So then football became that ticket out.
Yeah. Hey, how you do at the tight end spot? And who was the competition in the area?
Oh, I was fire at tight end.
Ooh.
I hated it though.
Why?
Because
the blocking part or what?
Well, it wasn't even because they would only put me in when they wanted to throw me the ball in 9th grade.
Oh, okay.
The offense and defense be watered down in 9th grade.
Yeah.
So number 50 has always been my number since 7th grade. So it's to the point where you want to put me in a tight end, I would have a number 88 jersey over there to put on because I don't like playing tight end. So they'll put me in. I go in, catch my little 5-yard out or whatever it was.
Yeah.
going about my business. You know what I'm saying? But I was fire at it, bro. I got to the 10th, 11th, 12th. We didn't have a tight end. We had like a 4-out offense. So what happened was when I would go to like the summer camps at like Auburn, Alabama,
There you go.
LSU, when you would go to your positions, if any of those coaches would talk to my high school coaches, they would always say like, "Put him at tight end."
Tight end, check him out.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was excited to see me do it, but we just ain't have it in our offense. So I went to Auburn, and they were like, "All right, go to your position." I tried to run the D ends, and they was like, "Nah, go to tight ends, McKissic." So I went to tight ends, and in my head, you know, I have a defensive mentality. I just can catch the ball real good. Yeah, so in my head, you line me up in one-on-ones with these linebackers who are like 5'11", 6 foot. What are they gonna do to me? They're not about to stop me from catching the ball. I'm 6'7". You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do to me, little man? You know what I'm saying? So like, I was dogging them boys in the camp. I'm talking about. I probably went like 10 reps, caught the ball every time.
Yeah. You make it hard for the safeties. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So you make it hard for them safeties back there too, because they got.
Oh, the safety didn't stand a chance. You know, they would just had to like use their speed and pick the ball. Yeah. But like, it just didn't make sense to me, like how it was possible for you to stop me as a linebacker. This is not. I'm gonna use my body. I'm gonna out jump you. It's just not. I'm a basketball guy in my head, so
there you go. I'm going up for a rebound.
Yeah. So after the drills, and then mind you, the quarterback was telling me what to do because I hadn't played tight end since 9th grade. So the quarterback like, "Hey, you gonna go 10 yards and then just turn right and look for the ball." And I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me the name of the route because I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Just tell me what to do.
That's right, man.
So all right. Dude. And they was going crazy like, "Oh, Mckissic, Boston." Yeah. So when they blew the whistle to like change the opposite side of the ball position, I was happy because I'm like, yeah, I get to go to the end and show what I got.
There you go.
Yeah. And Tuberville like rolled by and like interrupted me when I was like about to go to the D ends, and he was like, "Hey, get in the cart." And then he took me off on the cart and he was like, "You look great, man. I'm gonna offer you a scholarship right now. I want you to come here and play tight end." And he was like, "You know Robert Johnson?" I was like, "Yeah, I know him. You know, I met him through TJ and all that." He was like, Yeah. I want you to be like him. I want you to be that kind of tight end." I was like, all right. Can I go back and do the D end drills?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, bro. You know, sometimes I think about what if I would have played tight end in college, you know. But D line was just in my heart, bro. I just love the D line.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So then when it came to like recruiting, pretty much everybody recruited me as a DN. Clemson started off recruiting me as a DN. And then once I ended up signing, they told me, you know, if you can gain weight, because I graduated high school like 250, 255.
Oh, okay.
And they said, you know, if you can get up to 280, you might be able to go in, slide in, and play D tackle because, you know, Eric Coleman about to be out. You know, who else was in there? Eric Coleman, Trey Tate. It was like they about to be out, so we need somebody else to slide in there, and you can probably play like right away. And I was like, well, let me get on this meal plan because I'm just trying to play.
For real.
So let's back it up a little bit. So how far did y'all make in the playoffs in high school?
The third round every year.
For real? The semifinals, right?
I never made it past the third round, bro. The semifinal, I would make it there because I don't know. We just had a nemesis, bro. We would play. The only two schools that could beat us were Prattville, school called Prattville, and a school called Daphne. And we would go. I only lost 3 games in high school.
Wow.
And that's in the playoffs. So like we would go undefeated every year. Nobody could beat us. And then, you know, we would get to the playoffs and, you know, we would just play Daphne or Prattville and they had our number. In my senior year, we lost to Daphne in the third round. And Pat White, y'all remember Pat White?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the quarterback for West Virginia.
Yeah, from West Virginia. So that was his school. He was the quarterback.
Oh
and I've seen him recently because now he's out here coaching.
Yeah, I heard.
The Chargers. And I seen him recently. I was like, "Yeah, you remember that number 50?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I do, man." He was like, "Man, you was tagging me, but I got y'all. I got y'all." I'm like, "Yeah, you got us."
Yeah.
So yeah, we lost in the third round every year, bro. Like heartbreaking.
Yeah. So, did you participate in any All-Star games? Basketball, football?
Not in basketball. Basketball did AAU. Like my generation was like the beginning of AAU. You know, it was like the birth of AAU, and that's how I got all my basketball offers. Because I was playing against like the Atlanta Dream, who had Dwight Howard, Josh Smith.
Whoa, they got some talent, man.
J.R. Smith. Like I'm talking about, nobody could beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
And you know, I didn't. At this time, I've switched to a football mentality.
Yeah.
So I'm a bully now. So like I'm bullying Dwight Howard. I'm bullying Josh Smith.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm scoring like, 14, 15. And I got some offers. I ended up getting like 14 and 15 basketball offers from like small schools.
Right.
But football, I played in the Alabama versus Mississippi, which is Alabama's biggest all-star game.
Oh.
And balled out, got an interception, 2.5 sacks. I was the defensive player of the game.
Hey.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when it came to recruiting, before you decided to go to Clemson, what other school are looking at you for football?
It was 29 total, but like the ones that were like on me, huh?
Yeah, like the top 5 maybe.
Yeah, the top 5 who on me hard is Clemson, Alabama, Auburn, NC State. The bottom 5, Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And I took them out, right? So I'm gonna tell you, I took my 5 official visits and why. So I took my 5, went to Clemson, went to NC State, I went to Alabama, I went to UAB, I went to Southern Miss. So I didn't go to Auburn on official because it's 5 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? My senior year, we had 6 players from my high school on the roster. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here every weekend partying with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Tommy Tuberville told me in my in-home visit, like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be calling you. We know you come to Auburn. Just call us when you want to commit." And I said, "Okay, all right."
Yeah.
So when they called me to take my visit, I was like, "I'm not coming."
Hey. Oh man.
They was like, "Oh, so you just gonna commit?" And I was like, "We'll see." You know. So yeah, people always ask, how did UAB and Southern Miss get in? So UAB got in because of Coach Lowe, who was like Woodrow Lowe, who was like I think he was one of the first black players at Alabama. He played linebacker, All-American. He's from my area, Phoenix City, Alabama, where a lot of my family is from. And he just was a solid dude, you know what I'm saying, when it came to like mentorship. And he was one of the coaches that was like, if you don't come to UAB, I still want you to get these jewels that I'm dropping on you. You know what I'm saying? So you can be a better man. And just offer the strength of that, I was like, bro, I'm going on a visit. You know what I'm saying? So like it was a big deal when I went on that visit, being one of the top guys in Alabama and had all these other offers. So, they treated me well. It was good. I really did enjoy the visit. And I went to Southern Miss on the visit because they offered me to play football and basketball. Okay. So at the time, as a 17-year-old, you still think you can do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna play basketball and football.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like double scholarship.
Boy, that's a lot of work, boy.
Man, what? I would have been dead out there trying to do it.
Tell you.
So yeah, I went down on the visit, entertained it. Me and one of my partners, Ladarius Well, who's from my area too. He went to the smaller school in my hometown, played DB for the Rams for the Ravens for like 8-9 years. Oh. Ladarius Well, number 21. So he ended up going to Southern Miss, and I was like, bro, I got to be real with myself. I'm not about to play basketball. So it ended up being between Clemson, NC State, and Alabama.
NC State, Alabama. Okay.
Yeah,
What you liked about Clemson that made you go there?
bro, it was just different. Like no other school I went to had that unique feeling that Clemson has. Like it was just a different city. You
Yeah,
know what
that
I'm saying?
family.
Like, oh, it's another school. LSU, Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss. It was just another school. When I went to Clemson, I was like, man, this is different. Like it
Yeah.
just felt different. You know what I'm
Turn
saying?
up.
Like
Turn up.
I came from a small town, right? So
Yeah.
like my high school football team, bro, you might see me hanging out with the quarterback, you might see me hanging out with the kicker. Like we just all vibe together. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
going hunting with the white boys,
That's right. Yeah.
I'm hanging out in the hood with we all kicking it.
Matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I went to Clemson, I seen the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, Charlie Whitehurst hang out with Charles Bennett or DN. I'm like, oh, this like the crib.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I like this. And it was really no competition when I went there. Like for example, when I went to UAB, from the players, because as a player, you play, as a player, you know who coming in, the recruits that's coming in,
Yeah.
and you know the big dogs that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So at UAB, they hear a big dog coming in, oh, they about to hate.
You know it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they weren't really showing me love. Like, oh, you'll be all right. You don't need to go to that party. I'm like, bro, I'm about to be your teammate. What do you mean? Like, let's go kick it. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was. I felt the hate because they feared for their position as opposed to Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
I came in, E. Coleman. You know what I'm saying? Vontrell Jameson, Charles Bennett, Gaines Adams. Them boys like, yeah, you need to come here, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can be a part of this D line. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming here. You know what I'm saying?
Right, baby. Yeah.
It was just love. And we went to a party. We went to like 2 different parties with, the offense, the defense.
Yeah.
And it was just love amongst everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I can get with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it came down to the X's and O's of what made sense.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have a bad visit to Alabama. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't get that feeling I got when I went to Clemson. And then when it came down to the X's and O's, I didn't sign on signing day. I waited to see who Clemson signed. Clemson signed. I wanted to see who NC State signed.
That's smart.
And I wanted to see who Alabama signed.
Yeah.
So Alabama signed 6 D linemen. I was like, okay, not going there.
Yeah.
That might be over with. You know what I'm saying? I know it's my dream school. That might be out. So then it came down to NC State and Clemson. NC State wanted me to play DN. At the time, they had Mario Williams, Mario Williams was my host. Okay. And they had Manny Lawson. Y'all remember Manny Lawson? Mm-hmm. So Manny was on this side and Mario was on this side. Mario was number 9. Manny was like number 7. So when I went on my visit, they were like, we want you to wear a single digit number 2 to kind of keep it going. Mm-hmm. I was like, bro, I'm number 50.
That's it, bro. And they was like,
why?
Number, bro.
They was like, why you like number 50? And I'm like, bro, this is my number. I had it since 7th grade. And they was like, why you like it? And I said, because it reminds me of the cup half full. I said, the cup half full is 50%. And every time I look at my number, it reminds me that it's up to me to put the other 50% in the cup. You know what I'm saying?
Man, all right.
And they was like, man, that's cool, but man, you need to get this single digit number. You know what I'm saying? So when we went to the stadium, to put on the jersey and run out
down the hill,
I went everywhere else I went. They had that 50 in there. I went to NC State, they had the 50 in there, but on this side they had number 2.
Yeah,
and it was like, we want you to rock number 2. Now every other kid would have been hyped. You know what I'm saying? I'm a D lineman. I get to put on number 2. Well, I was pissed, son. You hear me?
yeah. I'm too big for that number.
Yeah, I was pissed. I wanted that 5-0. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't really what detoured me from going. It just really came down to how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my closest friends on my high school team, Jeremy Gray, who was my cornerback, he ended up going to NC State. And then my safety ended up going to Clemson, and who ended up transferring. So I had guys at both schools. You know what I'm saying? It really just became down to, what did I feel was best for me. And, it ended up being Clemson.
All right. Hey, so talk about your first season with the Tigers, man. Did you red shirt or you play right away?
Man, so I had an interesting journey, right? So when I graduated high school, I found out I didn't qualify to go to college.
Okay.
So I would have either had to go to prep school for a semester, or I would have had to stay at home and take the ACT again at school. I think I was short by like 1 point.
Wow. That's
so
cool,
I think Clemson would have paid half of the tuition to the prep school, and I would have my mom would have to pay the rest. And it was like $6,000, which in the grand scheme of things, people are like, oh, they ain't that much money, but to us, it's, we ain't got six bands.
Yeah, man. From where we come from,
yeah. I ain't got that. I never even seen that at one time. So, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm gonna stay at the crib. And Coach Swinney was like, because Coach Swinney recruited me too.
All right.
That's what I got. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, well, if you stay at home, I'm gonna stay on top of you. Make sure you get your workout plan, your meal plan, so you're still working out, gaining your weight. And we got to make sure you're doing something to like pass this test. So he ended up finding this ACT prep class at Auburn University for me. And I would go to this class like twice a week, and they just show you how to take the test. And I ended up getting a job at the tire plant, Uniroyal, which is BF Goodrich, Michelin, and Uniroyal are the same company.
All right.
Okay. And I ended up getting a job there, to help my mom out with bills. And that was like the biggest blessing in disguise, because it was like hard work. And it showed me what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to take any of my opportunities in college for granted, because I know for a fact I didn't want to live that lifestyle. Like, it was just so disheartening to see, some of my family members, some people that were, friends of the family that had been there for years, beating their bodies up, and then the plant ended up shutting down. So yeah, I did that for a semester. And then I enrolled in January of 2005. So they call it a gray shirt. So it was not a red shirt. You still have your 5 years. But in my head, it was a red shirt. I'm like, man, I ain't playing this year. So,
Yeah.
So when I got to campus in January, I went through the spring. And then the next year, I ended up being a true freshman, but a gray shirt.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, the gray shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, the
gray shirt. You hear that too much.
Hey, we got gray on tonight.
Yeah, now they on these cats. They on their head about these grays now. So cats usually qualify. Cats ain't just falling through the cracks no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you don't really hear that gray shirt no more.
Yeah, that's first time, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got some highlights, man, we want to get into. You showing out on film. For everybody that's watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, Instagram, and Facebook. We have former Clemson defensive tackle and now film producer and actor, Jock Mckissic. All right. We'll be right back after this clip. We don't own the rights to the music or anything on here. Jock, just stay with us. We'll come back and ask some more questions, okay?
All right.
Thanks for the love and the support. Appreciate it.
ILC award, baby. Defense MVP for the USC game. Got me an 82-yard touchdown, baby.
All right, shotgun snap to Mitchell. Here comes pressure. Fires, deflected, intercepted, and it's taken by Big with Jock Mckissic, and he's on his way. Look at him lumber. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, and there's Orange in the end zone. And the third interception of the game is turned in by Jock Mckissic.
I get it right, man. We gotta be loose, baby, so we get loose on these boys, man. Orange team, we're gonna win at the end of the day. You better believe it, man. When we first start off, we start off with a little just getting off the balls, coming out the stances. Practice on staying low, getting your legs loose. Then we start parting up. You know what I'm saying? Practice on locking our hands out, snatching the offensive players. Then we work on our plays and our slants. You know, we do a lot of slanting. So we work on our steps. So you'll see us out there doing all kind of crazy stuff with our arms. That's what we're doing, working on our technique with our slants.
You be intense today, or you gonna hold it out back on your teammates?
Be intense a little bit, you know, not too much. I don't want to hurt my teammates.
Woo!
I can't hold back on them either. It might not hold back on me, you know what I'm saying? You see why they coming over here, right? Everybody want to be a part of the orange team. That's the only reason why they over here, man.
Hey, it's over. This game is over with the Perk Squad, man.
No. Let me tell you. They be lying all the time, thinking they gonna eat hot dogs and bean and wieners all day. You know what I'm saying?
Coach Rock, man. Best D-line coach in the nation. So basically, that's what we do. Then we go over our plays, you know, just kind of chill out before it's time to go up and, you know, get ready with the whole team. Whoever slid away. So I slid down.
Yeah, Sunday came back on Washington to me.
That's how you try to watch it. Try to get back. Purple City came out hard, man. It was Trotters, boy. Trotters. You know what I'm saying? We was struggling for the first quarter. James Davis broke the ice, long run. They ragging us over there. O-line trying to rag us, man. We fight hard out here, though. Gonna take the Mom Dukes right now.
Pass batted down by number 50, Jock Mckissic.
Oh, you gotta fix that! Come on, Maxwell, you better get on your horse, boy!
Hey, appreciate y'all coming out, watching the spring game, you know. 2:41 left in the game, all team on top, 35-16. Told you at the first beginning, we coming out on top. Everybody played hard. You know, we still a team, Clemson family, baby. We done until May 21st. We'll holler at you on the 21st, baby. Hey, if you ain't know, shooters spin rocks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back.
Yes,
Jock
sir.
over there commentating the whole practice.
Hey, look, bro.
Yeah.
I always was that kind of guy.
Okay. Yeah, man. So you was already writing the script and letting everybody know what time it was. You was practicing then.
Bro, I was practicing then. They didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing.
That's good, man. So
that's
talk
good.
about being teammates with C.J. Spiller, Ford, and those guys, man. Gaines Adam a little bit. Talk about your teammates a little bit at Clemson during that era.
Man, so it's one of them things, man, where you talk to former athletes and they all talk about how good their team was. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, our team was so good, bro. I'm telling you, like, we were supposed to do this and that. You know, and I have the same story. You know, like, I feel like the talent we had on our team was always underdeveloped when it came to wins. If you're looking at the amount of wins we had, you know, it's not equating to the amount of talent that we had on the field, you know, and in the locker room. So, you know, man, like, guys I played with were some of the best that I've watched, whether on my team, on TV, other teams, like Gaines Adams. You know, we all know about him. His, you know, DN.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to my
Quick
big
step.
bro. Corey Groover, nose guard, phenomenal, extremely talented athlete, man. Just battled a bunch of injuries. You know, Antonio Clay, another guy that played middle linebacker, who went through some stuff mental health wise, and didn't really pan out, the way that he could have. DeAndre McDaniel, safety, one of the best safeties that I've seen to this day. I don't know what happened. I think it's just God and destiny. It didn't pan out for him. He got a free agent shot with the Saints, and it just didn't work. And to this day, it's a mystery, like why. But on the collegiate level, man, not many can play with him. You know what I'm saying? Super smart, super talented dude, always ahead of the ball. CJ Spiller. Bro, CJ was, man, phenomenal player and even better guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, good things could happen to a better person, man. Just all around good person. Me and him super close. That's another thing. Like I said earlier, like at Clemson, you see it. It don't have to just be position players hanging together. You know what I'm saying? Like at most places. Like me and CJ talk all the time now. He played running back. I played D tackle. I talked to him 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? So just the bond that I had with guys like that, him, Jacoby Ford, Aaron Kelly, who's another guy. He was the all-time ACC lead receiver. And, the lead didn't pan out for him for whatever reason. Right. At first they said, he wasn't fast enough. He went to the combine around like a 4.50. So that couldn't be it. You just don't really know what God got in the works for you, bro. You just don't know. But as far as like pure talent, some of these guys I played with, man, were lights out. And I played with some guys who were better than me. I was always a realist when it came to football. Like I never thought I was the best D tackle or best D lineman, but I was always the smartest. You know what I'm saying? And because I was smarter, and most of the time I might be bigger, you know what I'm saying? I was able to make some plays that the average D tackle couldn't make. So, yeah, man, the amount of talent that I played with, man, was crazy, man. Like James Davis, another one. Guys that came in after me that I, got a chance to like mentor, like Taj Boyd, people like that, bro. Man, the amount of talent that's came through Clemson in the last 15, 20 years, bro, is, man, lights out.
Yep. So talk about the bowl games a little bit.
Yes.
Bowl games?
Yeah.
Man, so most memorable was probably my first one. Just because it was a new experience. My freshman year, I was starting as a freshman, so that was a big deal. We went to, at the time, it was the Champ Sports Bowl. They changed sponsors so much now, I don't know what it's called now, but it's like the second tier Orlando Bowl. There's usually two in Orlando, like a Citrus and then another one. Mm-hmm. But we played Colorado, and I remember driving down from Alabama. At the time, there was no GPS, so you had to use MapQuest.
Yeah, print out the directions.
You got to print out the directions. So I remember having my little stack of directions and like driving through the backwoods of Alabama and going through Georgia and making my way to Orlando.
Way back.
That was the first time you were able to get money. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, there was no NIL. There wasn't a stipend. The only money you see during the school year is like for your living and your food, maybe. So that was like our first time getting bread. So I think I might have got, maybe a grand, $1,100. To me, I thought I was rich. You know what I'm saying? Because they pay you for like your mileage, all that. You know what I'm saying? So and then you get there, you get your new gear that's like geared towards the bowl game that's got like the bowl game logo on it, and they give you like all these gifts. I remember the gift we got for that bowl was a little small handheld video camera, and you got the whole team walking around recording each other with their video camera. You know what I'm saying? But and at that point, I was ready to start making movies then. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, we're gonna make a movie and get back to school. I gotta write this script on my off time, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it was dope, man. We won. I had like 5 tackles. I remember going out with my family and my teammates after the game, and it was like that first like I guess that was like the first moment that I felt like I had done something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because up until that in college, that first year, I was on edge about everything because it's my first game, or like, oh, now it's just my second game, or oh, now it's just my first time playing Florida State, or it was always a first. So I was always too on edge to like just let my hair down and enjoy it. But after that bowl game, I was able to kind of let my head out and enjoy, like, the fruits of my labor, so to speak. So, yeah. And then after that, it just became, like, expected. We went to a bowl game every year. It just became a part of the season at that point.
Okay.
Hey, so who was the best offensive lineman you faced at your time at Clemson? The best offensive lineman,
The best one that I faced, man. On Clemson, it would have to be either Barry Richardson or Chris Harrison, both left tackles. I think Chris played right tackle too. And then outside of Clemson, Antoine Caldwell, who was a center for Alabama, who played for the Texans for like 5 years, who was from Montgomery, Alabama. So I played against him every year in high school. So he was my toughest opponent in high school too. You know what I'm saying? He hated me, I hated him because I was the best person he was going to see all year, and he was the best person I was going to see all year. And in high school, he played like everything. He played center, tackle, guard, so I couldn't get away from him. You know what I'm saying? So, man, dude was just solid, bro. Like, he was built like a D-lineman.
Pretty smart.
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
I said, he's pretty smart, man. He played all those positions like that.
Oh, bro, man, a whiz. Like a whiz, bro. Like football. Yeah. He one of them dudes that he just talking about football. Like, oh yeah, oh they was in this front right here, so that's why I did it. It's nothing to him. So I got a chance to actually play against him or play with him in the Alabama versus Mississippi game. And the first thing I said, bro, is I hate playing you. He's like, man, I hate playing you. So yeah. So he was probably, outside of Clemson, he was probably the toughest person that I had to deal with, just because he knew me. You know what I'm saying? I played him 3 years. He knew. And then we played against Louisiana Tech one year, my junior year. And I think y'all had a picture from this game because I had like 2 sacks that game. But we played against them, and they had this right guard that was like 6'10", 410 pounds. Like, dude was a wall, bro. I'm talking about, and it's not often I look up to somebody.
6'10", bro.
I feel like.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
So the whole week leading up to the game, as a coach, you got to keep your players like motivated, and we like, man, it's La Tech. I'm about to ball out. Somebody give me a sack, and the whole week, our D-line coach Rump was like, man, listen, this dude right here, don't let him lock you up. And we was like, man, that big old dude, he's slow. He's slow, coach. Yeah. Man, big boy moving. Like, moving. And he got a hold of me one time, boy. I said, oh, help me, Jesus.
Tell him.
Hey, big dude was good, man. He just needed somebody to put him on like a little meal plan, and him commit to it. If he got down because he was 6'10". If he would have got down to like 375, he'll still be playing the league right now. He did about 18 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was solid, bro. Like, he was good, for sure.
Dude, I like to have him on the podcast, man.
Man, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure if I go back and Google it, I can find it. You know what I'm saying? you know, all I got to do is look up my junior year and then look up La Tech roster. But yeah, dude was. I gave him his props after the game. I was like, "Hey, look, bro, you a beast, bro." Well, let me say I said this. Hey, look, bro, you a beast.
Teacher. Playing Herman the Monster out there, bro.
Exactly.
Hey, I know what you're talking about though, man. Because when I played Virginia, we had a receiver. He was like 6'11", man. I don't remember his name, but it was very difficult, man. You know, the whole game, something tall. Shoot, man. Yeah. So I understand.
Man, it's wild, bro. The dudes that like are that because I'm extremely tall for a D tackle, but like dudes that are that tall, it's like, bro. That's like if LeBron would like really love football and chose to play it, he'd been a Hall of Fame at that too. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, bro, 6'8", 6'9", playing receiver, and not just playing it because that's what they want him to play. Like he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like he out there mossing cats, running away from DBs. Like it's just insane, bro. If he would have chose to play football, what he would have did.
Oh, where? Yeah.
Like,
so talk about your coaches at Clemson a little bit. Who was the coach that had the most impact on you at the
time?
Coach Smith. Oh, he was gone.
Man, see, so Coach Smith was there when I was being recruited, and then when I came, he retired.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, so Coach my freshman year was Coach Hobby, who he did 2 stints at Clemson. He left, went to the Saints, and then he came back to Clemson, and then he went to the Jaguars. Now I think he's with the Dolphins. But he was there my freshman year, and he was the first man that I think I've ever been scared of in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I was scared of him, bro. Like, he was like off the field, like, yeah, what's going on? Y'all all right? And you get on that field, bro, he turned into a demon. Like, I snatch a naughty, like that kind of coach. Like, man, bro, dude. Like, we used to be scared to go in the film room.
Yeah,
like, everybody would just snap aside so he like make us go in because like when he turned that film on, if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, man.
Hey, he like old boy on the TikTok. You know what I'm talking about?
He worse than that.
He worse than that?
Oh,
that
man.
dude be going at people, mamas and everything on there, man.
He worse than that. You talking about Coach 30?
Yeah, Coach 30.
He worse than that. Coach 30 don't cuss you out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. You better not go to sleep in that meeting room.
Man, you go to sleep? Oh, boy. He going to kill you after practice. Like, man, this dude, I'm telling you, he the only man that I can remember in my life where I was, like, legit scared of. Like, I was scared of, bro. You know what I'm saying? And going into, like, he would tell, like, you know, most coaches don't really bother the seams. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a baller. He don't really, he did. Seeing how bad play? All right. You better tighten up. It's going to be your ass. I got these young boys in here, these young dogs to hunt. Your ass going to be on the bench.
Yeah, they hungry.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the seniors was like, so now you putting the iron in between us, and if we already don't want no pressure with the seniors. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get them to embrace us, and now you coming in talking about we're going to take their spot. So, yeah, bro, I never forget before my first game, we were playing Texas A&M at Clemson. And it was a Thursday. We were watching film. And, you know, you just on Thursday, you in shorts. So you're just going out there really walking through the plays.
That's right.
But Coach Hobby didn't allow us to walk through the plays, so we had to, like, jog. And we was in there just watching on Friday, the Thursday practice. Just watching before we get on the bus, and he just had it running. He was like writing down some stuff, doing some stuff. You know, we in there looking, but not really looking. You know, and out of nowhere he stopped it. He paused the film, so everybody like looking at him like, why he paused the film? And then he put a little red laser on me, and he said, "Jock, if I see this shit tomorrow, you're done." And I was like. He said, "You're not going to be playing on my field this year. Getting your knees blown out because you want to stand up." I was like, oh. Man, this dude about to ruin my career.
Tell you, though.
So I ended up going out. It was the first series. They got a first down on like third down, and he sent me out. He sent me out to go get Trey Tate. And I ran out, and the only thing I was telling myself was like, stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low. They snapped the ball. I stayed low. I got leverage, abused the guard, and they threw like a screen. And I ran to the sideline. The receiver tried to cut back in. I hit him with Anthony Waters. We hit him at the same time. Ah!
Oh.
And I was like, yeah. I jumped up. From that point on, I never looked back. I was like, yeah, I have arrived. I'm here. You know
I'm telling you. One good lick.
What was your favorite, your most favorite team to play against?
Favorite team?
Florida State.
Probably, because they was like really our real rival. You know what I'm saying? Just because at that time they were good, you know, and you had to bring your A game. And most of the time, whoever won that game was probably going to be in the running to go to the ACC.
ACC championship.
Yeah. My first couple years, I liked playing Miami too, but we only played them once because they were good at the time.
Yeah, they were.
And I loved playing Boston College because they always had like a real good offensive lineman. Like they short. My freshman year, the shortest offensive lineman was 6'4". They center.
Oh. And
like the guards were like 6'7". The tackles was like 6'7", 6'8". So they were known for their O-line. So you if you do good against them, you kind of feel like you're gonna do good against everyone. Yeah. So I got my first sack against them, like in the second or third game. Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about playing against Alabama. I see you had a sack in that game.
Yeah.
And one against Auburn as well. Were those bowl games?
Alabama, it was the first game of the season.
Okay.
That was like the birth of the whole Chick-fil-A kickoff that they do now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time they ever did it, my senior year.
Okay.
And our O-line wasn't too good that year, so Colin Harper was getting killed. So we lost, of course, but I had a great game. I always had a good game against Alabama and Auburn just because I took it personal. You know what I'm saying? I hated Auburn, and the moment I signed on the dotted line, even though I grew up an Alabama fan, I hated them too.
Okay.
So I felt like I had something to prove, So going out there against Alabama, and Anton Caldwell, the center I was just telling y'all about, I got the ball out for him too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta prove something to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a good game against Bama. I think I had 3 tackles. Mark Ingram was running back, and I think that was his freshman year. And I had a sack on John Parker Wilson. And Auburn was my best game stats wise. I think I had like 7 tackles or something crazy in the sack.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So talk about life after football, man. You left Clemson. Did you go in the combine? Did you get a workout or a pro day?
Yeah, so I worked out. My whole thing was, so I started 6 games my freshman year. I started the entire sophomore year. My junior year, I was like a 1A guy. Rashard Jackson started. And then my senior year, Tommy Bowden tried to move me to left tackle. We had a bunch of 5-stars coming in. Jarvis Jenkins, Miguel Tavis. And Rashard ended up getting hurt. So they moved me back to defense. And they still didn't let me start. They let Jarvis start, who ended up being real good. So it worked out. It panned out for them that they did that. So when it came time to like go to the draft and like talk to the scouts, they first question was like, what happened? Like, I turn on film this year, you starting. And I turn on film this year, you know where to be found, except for like 5 or 6 plays here and there. And then after game 6, when Tommy Bowden stepped down and Dabo Swinney became the interim coach, it kind of shifted. I started playing more. And, so the scouts are like, what's going on? Like, is it a character issue or are you hurt? And I'm like, nah, none of that. You know what I'm saying? It just was a coaching choice. And they're like, all right, cool. So, I ended up going undrafted. Then the Bengals came to Clemson and worked me out. And I ended up signing free agent with them. And then, of course, since they had all these red flags, they did like way above their due diligence on the physical. And they found out that my left knee was like 30% weaker than the right knee. And then they seen like the hole in my patellar tendon from the surgery from when I broke my leg. So that all was a red flag. And after that, they cut me. They was like, nah, we can't take the risk. So then I played arena ball for a year in PA. Played nose guard, broke all kind of records. I had 14 sacks. That had never been done as a nose guard. I ended up getting a workout with the New York Giants. They didn't sign me. And I signed with the Cleveland Gladiators, AFL team. And then I was there for like 2 weeks. I left, went to camp with Saskatchewan, the Rough Riders. And then they ended up not signing me. And when they called and told me they weren't going to sign me, I was in Atlanta, like working on this TV show called Necessary Roughness at the time. And the guy who was like the sports coordinator / director of the sports portion was a South Carolina fan, and he remembered me from college. And so he reached out and he's like, hey, I need you to come do some stuff, just do some plays, do some background work. So I was there doing that. And when they called me and told me they weren't going to sign me, I immediately had peace with football. So I ended up like packing my stuff, moving to Atlanta, starting acting full time. That's how I got my start.
All right. I see that you played in a role with with Al Pacino.
Yeah. That's Paterno.
Paterno, yeah.
That's the movie
doing that scandal.
Yeah, that's the movie they did about the whole scandal. And it basically tells you that. I mean, Joe Paul was old, bro, and he like, people that you trust, you don't really think they doing no stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like he could have did more to like prevent it, and then maybe he couldn't because so much going on, you can't be everywhere at one time. But yeah, I got a chance to be a part of that, and I played one of these defensive linemen that was the team captain, one of the team captains at the time. His name will go unmentioned, but if you know Penn State football, you know who it was. And it took me a while to feel comfortable with that ugly blue and white on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Clemson run deep, bro. But I had to do it for the bag. I had to do it for work.
So how did you land at the role? Go ahead, KJ.
Just talk about some work that you do in Hollywood now. You got anything you got going on?
Yeah, man. So I've been doing it full time for 10 years now. I officially started in 2012 in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta first, and I just enrolled myself in classes. Started training with this guy named Dwayne Boyd, and started auditioning for like local plays in Atlanta. I started doing plays, started auditioning for like independent films, booked a couple of those. Then I started writing my own stuff. And what forced me to write my own stuff is I always knew that I had like talent to do more than Hollywood would see me as. Because I'm 6'7". They only want to see me at certain stuff. And so I knew I had to show them. So I started writing my own stuff. And that's how I got my agent. And once I got my agent and my manager, Gail Tassel, who just took a chance on me when I had no credits, the ball kind of started rolling. So I went like 4 years without booking anything. And then once I booked my first project, the ball started kind of rolling. And I booked a project with Oprah called Greenleaf. And I worked with her, as the picture y'all showed.
That's right.
And then I ended up working with her again in Henrietta Lacks, which was a movie she did for HBO. I worked with Shaq twice.
Yep.
So of course that was a super dope moment. You know what I'm saying? Getting to
Yeah.
tell him like, hey bro, you know, you was my childhood hero. And he was like, what? For real? Like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like so cool. Man, we got along because we act alike. Like we act very similar.
Joke and stuff.
Yeah. So I worked with him on Blended, this movie he did with Adam Sandler as like his stunt double. And then he ended up bringing me on for this pilot that he did for TBS called Shaq Inc. It didn't get picked up. But if it would have got picked up, I would have been playing his nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, man, just grinding, bro. The last few years have been busy. I was in Atlanta for 6 years. Then I moved out here in 18. So I've been in LA for 4 years. Right. And these past 4 years have been busy, man. I've done Queen of the South. Show that's on Netflix. Movie called Tag. A movie called Breaking News in Yuba County, which is on Hulu. Right. Let's see what else I've done. SWAT. CBS.
There you go. Yeah, CBS.
Station 19. Blind Spot. Man, these past 4 years, man, it's been a blessing. Yeah, it's been a blessing. And you know, the biggest thing that I've done was definitely Station 19 because it was a Christmas episode. It's on Hulu as well, but it was kind of centered around my character. So you really got a chance to see me act. That was the first time people really got a chance to see me like really go at it. And it was like, bro, like, yeah, you can do it. And this show called Your Honor with Bryan Cranston. That's on Showtime. Phenomenal show, broke all Showtime records.
Man,
we're currently shooting a season 2 for that here in LA and in New Orleans. So I was in New Orleans like 2 weeks ago shooting that. And I just booked a new role on this show. Can't really talk about the role yet, you know what I'm saying? But the show is called Mayor of Kingstown, and it comes on Paramount Plus. So yeah, you if you haven't seen it, bro, download the Paramount Plus app. I think it's like $4.99, and just binge watch that show. I guarantee it's 10 episodes. I guarantee you'll finish in less than a week.
Word.
A week.
All right. So talk about the film that you got out with Desi Banks, former Georgia State.
Oh yeah, yes.
Go Panthers.
Yeah, bro. So Desi is like a little brother to me, right? So when I was in Atlanta, he came to me, and you know, my right hand man, Patrick Walker, who was my younger brother, he told us that he was really trying to get into acting because he was doing like the Vine and the Instagram and the YouTube thing. And he asked us, like, you know, what should I do? So I was like, bro, you got to get in classes. That's how you got to, you know, you got to show to yourself, first of all, prove to yourself. Don't worry about everybody else, but prove to yourself that you're really serious about it. Mm-hmm. So he went to the Wayne Boyd, the same guy that we went to, started taking classes. Then he started like submitting for auditions, and he really just did the groundwork. And that's kind of how we built our rapport. So the last like 7 years, we've been like this. So that was our first time getting a chance to work together. Well, no, we did a film. We did 2 films together. One I produced called Hunted Trail that we shot in Greenville, actually.
Oh, right.
And my co-producer is Raven Magwood, who's from Greenville.
Okay.
And Desi was the star there. I didn't act in it. I just only wanted to produce it.
Yep.
And then we did a short film called Daddy's Home that Desi played my best friend in. So this is our second time on screen working together. And Desi just had the idea, you know, to do something silly with us in the Army, not really knowing what we're doing. And so we kind of meshed that with the whole Call of Duty thing, because we know people that play Call of Duty take it serious. You know what I'm saying? Man. So we're like, what if these guys who take Call of Duty super serious were actually stuck in the game? You know, like they wouldn't know what to do in real life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we did it, man. It was a lot of fun, bro. And you know, people asking for something else. You know, everybody like, what y'all doing next? We're like, man, I don't know. We got to figure it out.
yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you got any advice to the youth coming up? Anybody that's in sports or trying to do film like yourself?
Yeah, man. The biggest thing I feel that we lack in our community is mentorship. I feel like mentorship is the key.
There you go.
To opening up anything that you want to do. You know, not even kids. I'm talking to adults. You know what I'm saying? Adults who are trying to get into entrepreneurship or who are trying to start a podcast that don't know anything about a podcast.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You tap in with somebody who does, and you know, you get that tutelage. And as a people, we've kind of like shied away from asking for help because we were taught that there can only be one. This whole theory of there can only be one.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? There can only be one black actor. There can only be one star in the NBA. There can only be one good rapper. You know what I'm saying? And because of that mindset, that's why we always like, well, who the best? Who why we can't honor everybody? Like they all dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in their own way.
And we're the only people who battle with this over and over because we've been told that everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And although everybody can't go at one thing, everybody can be successful at whatever it is they're trying to do. So having mentorship helps deplete that mindset. Because if you're talking to somebody and somebody is pouring into you who's doing this thing, you know, you're able to see it. And you're like, oh, okay, well, man, Sports Shop 27, they did it. I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And me being from Opelika, Alabama, when I told my people at 6, I'm gonna be an actor, they were like,
okay.
All right. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying? You go to Opelika, Alabama and say Jock Mckissic, they're like, oh yeah, Jock, you know what I'm saying? Jock actor. You know, so now kids know like, oh, Jock doing it, I can do it too. That's you know what I'm saying? Like it's a little easier to believe what you can see, you know. But for those who can't see it, you know, those who may be in a small town and you can't see a Jock Mckissic, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you don't know any engineers and you want to be an engineer, or you don't know any pediatricians and you want to be a pediatrician. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta continue to like believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to do when I was told I couldn't do it. I just believed in myself and I prepared along the way. Like everything that you do has to be working towards your initial, like your end game, right?
End game.
Yeah. So it's never too early or never too late to start. Okay. Like whatever it is you want to do, it's never too late and it's never too early. Start the day. You know what I'm saying? The hardest part is the start. You know, because we feel like we can't do it. We feel like we don't got enough money. We feel like there's so many excuses. There's so many excuses. But once you get past the excuses and you do it, you know, the ball starts to roll. You know what I'm saying? And people always say, you know, good things come to those who wait. I think good things come to those who work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
You know, you can believe in God. You know, you can pray to God every day, 1,000 times a day for a job. But if you ain't put in no applications, my nigga, you probably not gonna get that job because you gotta show God that you want it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to show God that I wanted it as an actor. I had to put in the work. I had to go to class. I had to like study. I had to do my own stuff. You know, I had to spend my last $100 on my short film. You know, I had to put in the work. So if you don't have those opportunities for mentorship, you know, you gotta bet on yourself, you know, at the end of the day, because, you know, people support you, you know, people love you, but if you quit something because you want to quit, they're gonna let you quit it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep pushing forward and believe in yourself. And I live that every day.
Yeah, man. So any shout outs before we head out, man?
Any shout outs?
Yeah, any shout
outs. Man, shout out my mama, man. Yeah. I love her.
Hey, you got to, man.
Yeah, shout out Opelika, Alabama. Shout out E. Coleman for tapping in with us early.
That's right.
Shout out Clemson University, you know what I'm saying, where I was bred. So, yeah, man, shout out to everybody who love and support me. You know, if you support me, I love you. Because without y'all, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
What's the biggest thing you learned from Oprah Winfrey?
The biggest thing I learned from her?
Yeah.
Well, just the biggest thing I learned from her journey is what I said earlier: bet on yourself, because she was told that she wasn't pretty enough to be a talk show host or not social media, but a media personality. They told her she wasn't pretty enough. They told her she wasn't smart enough, etc. And she just bet on herself. She knew that one day, if she keep going, she took the proper steps, that it would happen. What I learned from her in person is she pulled me to the side the second time I worked with her, and she told me, "You're here because I believe in you. I know this role is small, but I wanted you to be here so that I can tell you this. You're a star." And she said, "Your journey is going to take a little longer because of who you are and what you look like, but you have the tools that it's going to take. You just keep working hard because you're going to make it. Whatever your dreams and aspirations are, just believe that, keep working, and you're going to be very successful in this industry." And then, I boohoo cried and hugged her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, Oprah said I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
And what about Shaq? What was the biggest thing you learned from him in person?
Man, the biggest thing I learned from Shaq in person was, man, to just be yourself wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me almost shying away from telling him the story, and then telling him and seeing how receptive he was of it. It was like, bro, just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just show your heart. You know what I'm saying? And then be a good person. Shaq is a phenomenal person. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get a chance to see it because they just see him playing on the court. They see him on TNT, whatever. They see him in the media, but real good dude. You know what I'm saying? Who's like one of the biggest philanthropists that I've ever seen, as far as like just giving back to random people. So he just always told me to treat people how I want to be treated. Something simple and cliche, but people don't do it. People don't treat people like they want to be treated.
Right.
Hey man, what's the best spots in Hollywood to hang out?
Hang out?
Yeah,
Bro, I have no idea.
No idea.
Like, I tell people all the time, I've been here 4 years. I've been here 4 years. I've been to one club/lounge on one of my homies' birthday. Okay. I'm 36. I came here at 31, 32, 31. So when I came here, I had already lived in my early 20s. I got out my partying out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I came here to work. You know what I'm saying?
So
as far as like those type of spots, I don't even know the names of the clubs here, but my hanging out is going to a new restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I went to a restaurant, I went out today. What you did? I went out. Oh, where you went? Oh, to this restaurant.
Tell it, yeah, nice little chill
spot. So it's beautiful here. I go hiking. I ride my bike. I go cycling. I go to the beach. For me, that's my going out. Going to the museum. Yeah.
What was your favorite pregame meal?
Ooh, favorite pregame meal. My favorite pregame meal, well, it really was the night before.
Okay.
When we get to the hotel on a Friday, because you would get spaghetti,
steak,
macaroni and cheese,
shrimp.
Yeah, but I ain't eat shrimp, but they had that shrimp.
Yeah, they had that fried shrimp. Yeah.
Corn, roll, and like asparagus.
Okay.
Shoot, I ain't get
man.
That.
Oh man, I used to look forward to that all week.
Shout out to Kyle Brown. He just tuned in. He said J50.
KBZ. Hey, look. Hey, KB.
What's up, Kyle?
Right there, bro.
KB cool, man.
Man, listen, KB, pound for pound, the strongest man I've ever seen in my life.
What?
Like, bro, KB was a grown man. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. This is important. Hold on right quick. You here, bro?
Yeah, can I park behind you?
Yeah.
Okay then. Thanks.
Yeah, KB a grown man. My bad, y'all. That was important. But yeah, KB a grown man, bro. I hit KB when I first got to Clemson, like just thinking like, oh, this dude 5'7", I'm about to kill him. You got to bring it just like you gonna bring it against that 6 foot running back.
That's what's
okay.
up.
Okay, we gonna pick you up off your feet.
Give me a dog.
All right, man.
KB a dog.
He ain't scared, man. He ain't scared.
Oh nah, you can't be when you that stature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's one of the things that people don't understand when you play against a Muggsy Bogues or
there you go.
The cat from the Falcons right now. You know what I'm saying? John Morant. You play against Maurice Jones-Drew. You play against a Kyle Browning. They there for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might want to pack your lunchbox. Or you're gonna get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So that boy KB was a dog. He still got. If you go in the weight room right now, his name's still in the weight room.
Shoot. Oh yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? For being like pound for pound, like one of the strongest men ever to come to Clemson.
What?
Yeah.
Shout out to KB, man. Appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for coming on the show again, man. Appreciate it.
Man, for sure, bro. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man.
No problem, man. Real quick, give me your top 5 NFL players all time, and we're gonna head out.
All time?
Yeah, your favorite.
Deion Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, Barry Sanders, Tom Brady, and Aaron Donald.
Well, hold on, man. You might as well do the D line now. Who the top 3 in the D line?
Top 3?
Yeah, top 3.
Aaron Donald, Reggie White, Warren Sapp.
That's a good company right there. All Hall of Famers, man.
Yeah,
Reggie White, you know.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Vince. All right, guys, y'all just tune in to another edition of Sports Shop 2. Your host, Jermaine Colton. And to my far right, I'd like to thank my co-host, Kevin Jock, KJ. And today's special guest, we'd like to thank former Clemson defensive tackle and now film producer,
Jock.
Mr. Jock.
Sir. Appreciate y'all for having me.
No problem, Jock. Love to have you back on, man. It was a great show. Good advice for the youth. And just keep grinding, man. See you in the big films to continue, all right?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
man.
Sir.
Hey, if you know any more professional players who'd like to come on, man, please don't hesitate. Reach out to us.
All right, that's a bet.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you.
All right. Everybody stay safe. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Deezer, and Facebook. We'll be back soon. You guys be safe out there and have a good one. All right. Peace.